It's working now for me. It's working. It's working. Oh, there's Smokey. There's Smokey. Okay, everything's working. Everyone's happy. Everything's good. Everything's normal. Everything's normal. I'm back. Okay, thank God. Thank poo-poo la. Okay, so we're back. So sorry about that. That was silly. Everyone, thank you for joining us. We are here. We are ready for balls. Aren't we, chat? Now, let us jump back into our... Oh, fuck me. Are you serious? Fucking thank God. Holy shit. Oh my God. Can you imagine if after all that I couldn't get the na-na-na-nas to work? Here we go. Oops, I forgot it's Nintendo. Press the wrong button. Do it again. She's too loud? Okay, well guess what? I can turn that down using my handy dandy new knob. God, I love it. Elgato, if you're watching me, sponsor me. Okay, because I bought one of your knobs, Elgato. Look, I can sit. Look how easy I can. That's so fun. I love the nods. I love those. Love those ins and outs. Oh fuck yeah, let's go. Let's fucking go. I'm sorry, I'm fucking cranking it. Let's go. Let's fucking go! What? Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it, Arthur. This is the best fucking game in the world. Woo! I'm so fucking juiced up! Let's go! Oh my God, I fucking love this game. Let's go. It's the best fucking song in the world. Okay, here we go. Oh, I know how to do this. Can I skip this? Is this okay? I know how to do this shit. Yeah, I do like... Okay. Yeah, I'm good. Okay, I guess I can... Johnny, you never played this game? Okay, so this is... I'm so fucking happy. I'm so fucking happy that we got this game. So, okay, so Ball is Life. This is... You never heard of this? Okay, well... I don't know why it took me this long to play this game on stream. It's my favorite fucking game. Alright, I don't... This isn't important. We gotta get to the cutscenes. The cutscenes are the best part of the game. Na 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 Katamari Damacy. Alright, here we go. Important cutscenes. Let's go. right, everyone. If you're new to Katamari Damacy, the king got drunk and broke the sky. So we're gonna have to figure out something to do about that. Or he was tripping, maybe. I think he was, I don't know if he was drunk. I think he might have been tripping. This seems more like a, thank you, Hermie. Thank you so much for gifting a sub to Amanda. Yeah, this feels more like, I think it might have been more of an acid thing. Acid, yes. That's acid. Also acid. Ah, Pee-wee Prince? I didn't realize my name is Pee-wee Prince. Wow. Damn. Too real. Whoa. All right, so what are we gonna do about a sky that doesn't have any stars? On Earth, it's full of things as usual. This is the alternative. It's like this game is like a hand-in-hand with the game Everything, the Alan Watts simulator. It's like the two sides of the same coin. Huh, things. Aha! Oh shit, Passion. Do they make this costume? Oh god, I gotta get the Prince of the Cosmos costume. If I can get my headphones inside, I would never stream without this. I love it. Oh, I need a blue screen. Fuck. Yeah, it's not worth it. Got it. Okay, don't bump into anything living unless it's smaller than my balls. No problem. Yeah, I know how the game works. Okay, here we go. All right, chat, it's time to roll some shit. It's time to roll. Ball is life. Oh god, it's been a long time since I played this. Oh jeez. Can I climb yet? No, I can't climb yet. Oops. Passion, thank you for boosting. Oh jeez. Alright, balls, balls, balls. Ooh. Oh jeez. Give me your nails. Give me your thumbtacks. There you go. Uh-oh, got some ants. Uh-oh. Thank you, Carrie Berry, for the sub. Thank you for joining us. Wow, I love balls. Can we get some I heart balls in the chat, please? Oh my god, look at this. Oh, that mouse just got me. Uh-oh. Oh, can I get these cookies? Can I eat these cookies? Yes, let's go. Cookie sandwich. Woo! Thank you for the balls, love, everyone. Thank you for the balls, love. I made a 10-centimeter Katamari. Thank you for the sip. Great minds think alike. I was just doing that, but I'll do it again. Fuck yeah. God, I fucking... Up. Nope. I remember the first time playing this game being so confused. Chibi Robo. No, what's Chibi Robo? Kungni, thank you so much for the gift sub to Pretty Bored. Ah, I got snacks. Okay, chat, so just so you know, excuse me, just so you know, in case you didn't glean it, the premise of this game is to roll up stuff on Earth to make stars in the sky. And that's what we're doing. I can't wait. Alright, you can visit the space mushroom. Alright. Okay, I gotta save. Data, save. Okay, let's go make another star.
Wow.
Marit, thank you so much for the gift sub. To Kane. Thank you so much. Kane, please say thank you to our lovely mod, Marit, who is also very generous here and loves to give so much to the community. And thank you all for joining. I fucking love, yeah, let's say Katamari. Okay, we're gonna be doing this today, and we're doing it also next, no, not next week. We're gonna do 2 weeks of here's Who's Lila. Then we're gonna come back to this. Yeah. All right, we're going to the Philippines. All right, and there's a present somewhere. Isn't this what's on Earth? Objects, maps, hopes, dreams, love, joy. All right. You just wait, King of the Cosmos. Wait till you see how many of these thumbtacks and ants and shit that I pick up. You're gonna love this shit. Watch this. Holy shit. Oh my god. Get these off the walls. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Let's go. Oops. Oh no. God, the soundtrack is so good. Fucking rocks. Oh, that pen really fucked me up. Get these Mahjong pieces. Passion, I don't want you to say that name to me ever again. you can even call it that. Watch out, mice. Okay, gotta kiss my cat. Hold on 1 second. I gotta roll this ball. I'll kiss the cat after I roll this ball. Hold on. Oh jeez. Oh god. Ooh, can I pick up the tapes yet? Nope. Ooh, I can get the candy though. Ooh, can I get the erasers? Yeah. Whoa. Excuse me. Alright, I hit my 10 centimeters. Let's get bigger. Come on, give me those cards. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Ooh, it feels so good when you just hit like a mountain or something. I'm ruining her card game. I'm gonna ruin the whole fucking planet. But you know why? Because it's fun. Me when I'm humankind. Oh shit, this poor woman. Okay, okay. Give me those tapes. Give me those tapes. The oranges. Oh yeah, let's go. Oh wow. Okay. Okay. Can I get the? Oh. Let's go outside. Fuck yeah. Got some sponges. Oops. Oh, what a nice Katamari. Alright, here we go. Come on, Katamari. Come on, balls. Let's go. Let's go get him. Woo. Oh, I'm making the biggest Katamari you've ever seen. For those of you who have never played this, I'm really excited for you to see where this goes over time. And honestly, I don't know if I've ever actually like fully beaten this game, so I'm really excited to take it all the way. Spend some more time with it. Come on, pick me up. Is there a way to hop? I forgot. You can just kind of like roll up on stuff. Oh god, stop. Let's go, come on! Come on, balls! All is life, let's go. Woo! Oh my god, it's so satisfying. Give me the knife. Ooh, yeah. Oh, let's get it. Oh, we still have 3 minutes left? I guess ones where you can just stand in one place and pick them all up. Oh, no, really? Wasn't tall enough yet. Oh yeah, give me those paintbrushes. Oh yeah. Katamari must be so sticky. This must be the stickiest ball. What about playing with their sticky balls? Oh, look at this table. Remember when we were smaller than this table? Oh, wow. Look at this. Uh-oh. Let's go. Got the teddy bear. Come on. 1 minute left. I'm just getting bigger. Just getting started. Let's get up here. I can't get all the way up there. But that's the next stage. Here we go, ball. Okay, just about gotten all the stuff. Almost there. All right, 36 centimeters, not bad. Woo! Oh God, I love Katamari. It's time to kiss the bingus, you're right. Hold on, just 1 second. I'll make it big, but you won't hear it. That's okay. Go, Binky. Boy. The hat that I got for him for special Katamari Day. Just so you know. Got a special hat plan. All right, let's get back to it. And now, why is that? Why is that? How come? Because me, it's my fault. Yeah, I know. Oh, you know what I maybe need to? I have a feeling. I never. I'll try that later. Oh, I got a lot of stationery. I got new star called. Here we go. Everyone, silence.
そろそろ出発しますよ。はーい。
臨時ニュースです。星空が突如なくなってしまいました。原因は現在調査中とのことです。
The cutscenes are the most important thing to me. Cutscenes are unbelievable. Boa tarde. I don't know how to do the Portuguese. Boa tarde. Like that? Isn't Portuguese like they say like half the word and they say it with like kind of a lish? Boa tarde. Or tarde. Something like that. Like, how does the accent work in Portugal? Like how the Spanish accent is like Spain. Spain. Y'all ready for Resident Evil Spain edition? The Ibiza vacation of Leon. We're doing that in Caralho is like dude. Juries. Like, oi, caralho, como vai? Tá tudo bem? Like, what's up, dude? How's it going? All good? I don't know how the Portuguese accent is very different. I only know the Brazilian. Okay, so we gotta make a 50 centimeter. Yeah, we can do that, no problem. Okay, here we go. Another classic from the soundtrack. Oh, there's a kitty, watch out. Give me that croissant. Here we go. Here we go. Give me the cans. There we go, Papa. Give me those tunas. Give me those tuna cans. Yes. Ooh, dabba doobie. Come on, give me that. Woo. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. Oh, the Cupie. Love that baby mayo. Whew. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, here we go. Driver's side. Oh, wow, is that what that means? Posture check, thank you for the posture check. Oh, everyone check your spines. Uh-oh, watch out for the kitty. On that wheel. Oh, those scary dolls. I got a blue crab. Oh, I got another blue crab. Oh, can't roll up the dolls yet. Can I get these water bottles? So good. So satisfying. Suddenly, you're large enough. Shout out to all the dolls. International Women's Day. Thank you, Passion. I think I would find it comforting to be part of the Katamari. Just like a sense of belonging. And it would be a nice big hug. And you want to be a star, right? Cherise, that's so funny. Look, guys, I was But do you say to your boss like, oh look, I was working on it, but the thing is I was working on it and then a prince from space turned my laptop into a star, so I can't, no, I don't have it anymore. I don't have it anymore. I can't get it back. No, I can't get it fixed. Like, it's gone. It's in the sky. I mean, do you have a telescope? You can see it if you want to look up there. We love sandals. Oh, we're getting out here now. Oh, we're getting out here now. There's a little rat. Looking for a food. Can I get the dolls? What's up, dolls? Hey. I'm losing stuff. Uh-oh. Oh, I got the boys' graffiti. Oh. Oh, look at all these little monkeys. Ooh, nice boombox. There you go. There you go, getting bigger. Momo, I have to roll up the kitties. I need them to be a part of my ball. I gotta make this the biggest ball you've ever seen. Now, you wanna be a star? Ask the kitties if they want to be a star. Did I get him? No, the kitty ran away. Okay. Oh, nice. I got this pipe? Wow. All right, kitty, come over here. Oh, kitty. Got him. Oh, we are in business now that we got the cat. Oh, Arthur. Let's get him. Meow. Got him. Hell yeah. No, they're gonna be stars. Everyone relax. Cat, it's just Katamari. You just gotta roll up everything. You weren't upset about the crabs? You think that wasn't cruel? Chat, don't worry. The cats are gonna be stars. It has purpose now. Glory of being a star. If you're not comfortable with what it takes to become a star, then you need to stop watching Hollywood movies, okay? If you're gonna question the ethics of stardom. Trace, I was gonna say, it's like Pearl. The Pearl sequel we've all been waiting for. We're just returning everything to whence it came. We're all made of stars. Soon we're gonna be rolling on people. Balls. I did collect a 2D star drawing. It's canon. It works. You know what I could really use is a Soak and Beacha. Captain Showcat, I think you can only play with a controller. I'm using the Switch controller. It's on Switchy. Hey, zipping back up to space. Royal Rainbow, happy International Women's Day, Vegan Mama. Thank you for joining us. And remember, we're going to be raiding into Passion when she starts streaming. We're going to be celebrating International Women's Day with her. Thank you all for joining. Thank you very much. Happy, happy. Let's turn into a star. Ah, Fruity Star. Then we're gonna take a brief bathroom break in a moment. He loved my ball. He loved my ball. Happy birthday to all women. Thank you, Siobhan. Oh, wait.
さっきテレビで星がなくなったって言ってたよ。ほほほ、そんなことがあるものですか。さあタクシーが来ましたよ。本当に言ってたのにな。なあ。
To be continued. All right. Alrighty, here we go. We're taking a potty break. Everyone, oh, Americano, happy birthday. Have a good birthday. We are going to take a little potty break today. And see you all a little bit. See you soon. BRB. All right, and we're back. Welcome back, everybody. There's a man outside my window. Oops. All right, well, speaking of men, if you want to buy the Ever Dream This Man mug, get on my throne. Oh, and while I'm enticing you with opportunities to give me money, also remember to check out Revive Essential Oils. Oh, that's cool. This is a very special blend, obviously. This is their Stress Easy roller that I use to stay, just keep it nice and easy. There's a man right outside my window. Do you see that? Look, there's a man. You see the man? On the cat cam. Look. See the man? This is the first time we've had a man. You see that? There's a man. It's somebody else's backyard. It's reasonable for him to be there. He was not peeing. It is his backyard. His backyard is my window. Dense city, you know? I am not used to having a guy right there though. But let's do this. Let's play a game. Oh, sure, the day. You know, actually, I was going to so shirt of the day will be this otter sweatshirt. pretty fantastic. But yeah, so that way you get a 2-for-1 because we started the stream over. All right. All right. It's kind of funny to be streaming and there's this man. This man right here. Yeah, thank you, Passion, for the hair is herring. The my hair when it's a little bit wet. It's funny. It is Tommy Wiseau in The Disaster Artist. Greg Sestero talks about how Tommy Wiseau likes to keep his hair wet all the time. He will like go to the bathroom to wet his hair. All right, we're going to Fame. In Ibiza, every day the fiesta, All right, I'm going to Earth, going back to Earth. Here we go. Nice strong 1 meter. Charisse, that's a great idea, actually. The Room is one of my favorite movies. I would love to screen in the Discord, especially because the only question is how many people we allow to speak, because part of The Room is that there's stuff that you shout at the screen. So maybe we'll have to figure out a way to get the volume right. But there's a lot of call outs that still happen that were invented by a friend of mine and me that we used to go like all the time to those screenings. And there's a lot of special call outs that you'll I think you'll enjoy if we're on mic. But we don't want it to be overwhelming, so let's see. And thank you, Aaron. That's kind of you to say that. All right, I gotta kiss the cat. Hold on, I'm gonna see if the man sees me. Hold on. Let's hope the. Should I wave to him? Oh, I was like very unclear about what he was doing, and then I noticed he's wearing AirPods. Oh, now Arthur is confused. So he's wearing AirPods, and he's just kind of like, oh, he's on a phone call, and he's just kind of pacing around, showing his booty. Guy, if you end up seeing this footage of your butt being on my cat cam, I'm sorry. Sorry, man. All right, we're going back to it. Okay. Here we go. I love when you can just let the dice come to you. Nice. Oh. Arthur's very suspicious. Banger for the soundtrack. Here we go. I have to be bigger than 10 centimeters to get over that. Silly. Hey, mouse, calm it. Calm down. Wow, Al, I can totally understand why that would work. Wizard Boats, it's an ever-growing Katamari of dopamine, I think you could say. It's really amazing how much this game really just like the Katamari, grows and grows. Gets more and more sophisticated and interesting as you get larger. Oh, here we go. Oh, give me those. Oh my god, it feels good. I love when you hit those things. Alright, we just gotta get bigger. Let's go. Gotta get bigger. Ooh, give me those. Give me those Mahjong tiles. Oh yeah. Oh fuck yeah. Woo. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Gotta make it bigger. Gotta get bigger. Won't let me under the kotatsu? God, I love a kotatsu. Oh, we gotta get. Ooh. Here. Hell yeah. Okay, oops. Hold on. Gotta get through. Okay, now we're outside. Ooh, yeah. Here we go. I'm stuck in the hole. Oh, that was silly. You see that? Let's see. This one's getting a little tougher. Oh, this is the song Lonely Rolling Star? I saw you were talking about that earlier. I wasn't sure. I don't know the names, really. That makes sense now that I'm hearing it. Oh, give me your fruits. Oh, the ping pong balls. Oh, shit. Okay. Ooh, what's over here? Oh. Some of these things? Okay. These are these toys. Oh, I want the toys though. Chad, I feel like I'm not doing a good enough job with this one. Any second now, it's gonna just grow. All of a sudden. That's what he said. Okay, let's get through this. Here we go. Come on, balls. Come on, ball. Johnny, I'm sorry. She could have said it too. You're right. It's wrong of me to erase her from this joke on International Women's Day. It's very fucked up, actually, of me. My apologies, Chad. Please forgive me. I did like it. I liked it though as a promise. It'll be fine. I'll cancel again. Okay, that's fine. I deserve it. I feel like I'm not doing a good job for the first time in this game. Here we go. Get better, I know. I gotta get better. Okay, here we go. Yeah, give me that stack of hands. Okay. Radios, give me these. Oh, there we go. Oh, here we go. Okay, here we go, ball. Okay, ball. Okay, the skill is improving. Here we go. This is what I said. Okay, still got it. Here we go. There's a lot of things that are smaller than a half a meter. Here we go. Here we go. Okay, we're gonna get to be a meter. Okay, here we go. Oh no. Oh yeah, give me the loot. Here we go. Oh yeah. Oh, watch out, kitty. Ah! Here we go. Here we go, ball. Oh, yes. It will all be mine. It'll all be mine. Give it to me. Join me. Join me. Join me. Fitz, are you Ryan? It was delivered today? I didn't see it, but I'm gonna go check it out. Thank you. I'm so excited. Holy shit. Oh my god, it's you. Okay, fantastic. Thanks for reminding me. Here, I'll go check it out. I didn't see it yet, but I'll go check my deliveries. Thank you. Fuck yeah. I'll have a bite. Well, shit. I wanna dedicate some time to it, especially. Okay, wait, hold on. Let me. It'll be good. Maybe it'll be good to do that tomorrow or Friday, because I want to give it some time. Friday we have a. Oh, and that reminds me, Johnny, you're here, and we have to get in touch with Blue Wolf. Your ice creams are ready. So I gotta find the best way to get that to you. Well, one of the mods remind me to be in touch after the stream. We're gonna figure out the best way to put you all in contact. Balls. Here we go, balls. Okay. Woo. Yeah, have your people talk to my people. Thank you, John. Oh my god, I'm so excited, Ryan. Holy shit, that's awesome. I can't wait to see what they are. Today I need to eat real food before I eat ice cream today. So on Friday, I'll make sure that I'm well fed, and then I'll start streaming with the. I think that's the best way to do it. I just want to let everyone know. Give it time to unfreeze a little bit too. The dry ice, right? Puzzle. Okay, everyone pay attention.
続報です。星空に回復の兆しが見え始めました。原因は現在調査中とのことです。
早く来なさい。
ねえ、今度は星が増えてきたみたい。
はいはい、早くしないと飛行機が出てしまいますよ。
本当に言ってたのにな。
Very good. Oh, I got presents. Oh, what? Where's my presents? Good presents. That stinks. Okay. Make a star. Did I make Jengas? Sangas? Main storyline. Ah, Gaudi Midang. What's that? Is that Norwegian? Anyone know what language this is? I guess we're about to find out. Netherlands. Really? I didn't know that. That looks so Scandinavian. Yeah, Marit would have been really upset with me if I had said that was Norwegian while she was here, so... Good thing. Okay, we're rolling around the town. We're gonna wanna make 1.5 meters. Oh, we're gonna be fine. Okay, let's go. We gotta start by rolling up some takoyaki. Love takoyaki. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh shit. Okay. Ah, kitty. Okay. Ooh, wait, this is gonna be fun. Watch how fun this is gonna be. Oh no, watch out, doggy. Oh, come on, guys, I'm trying to have fun. Stop it, I'm trying to have fun. Oh, shit. That was kind of fun. Oh, it's the sushis. I don't think you can jump, Choquette. Unless I'm missing something. This way. Ay, ay, ay. Exactly, Shreese. I'm just a little guy. Ay, ay, ay. Zoom, zoom. Oh, I can get those? Let's go. New driver. Ooh, takoyaki. Milk's too big for me. I can't swallow that milk yet. I'm just a little tiny, normal tiny little guy. Precisely. Oh yeah. Here we go. Alrighty. This game is, yeah, surprisingly actually difficult. It's not as cozy as it looks. I care about the Starry Night Sky, and I just need to restore it by assimilating all the things. This is really, it's very Alan Watts adjacent. There's something about these stars being the meeting of all things. Showing the universe for what it really is. Oh, here we go. Oh yeah, give me that soy sauce. Hell yeah. Ooh, can we get some mirin? Get some dashi? Maybe you got a nabe udon going. Oh shit, here we go. Oh, we are. Look at my big ball. Wow, lovely needy, thank you, 7 months. Thank you for the resub. And thank you again for joining us today for a very special ball. We're having a ball. Should I play like only ballroom music? No, Katamari soundtrack is so good, but it would be funny to do. Katamari with like super cunty ballroom music. Be very funny. Here we go. Oh, I missed the bowling balls. Shit. That would have been so fun. Think about how fun that would have been. God damn it. That would have been very fun. That's like one of the funnest things that's happened in the game so far. What did I call them? Bowling balls? Bowling pins, yes. Oh, soon I'm gonna be rolling up little children. Chat, don't cancel me if I roll up a child, please. Wait, isn't this supposed to be the Netherlands? Very Japanese neighborhood in the Netherlands. A lot of Japanese groceries. Wish I could turn the map up a little bit. Whatever. Okay. Oh, listen up, schoolgirl. Get out of my way. Oh shit, here we go. Ay, ay, ay. Oh, look at these little boys. Oh, they're not ready to join me. I got some kendo helmets. Nice. Stop. Don't stop stopping me. Stop doing your job. I love that. Yeah, you can roll up kids as long as you don't roll up any cats. Ooh, ding dong. So satisfying. Okay. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. Give me that. Give me that mortar. Oh, that's the mortar? I've always wondered which one was the mortar and which one was the pestle. Oops, I got a cat. Sorry, chat. Okay, I'll even it out. I'll get a dog. Ooh, what's this? Oh, present! Hold on. Oh, I'm too big? Ah, shit. Ooh, nice JBLs. All right, here we go. Oh, watch out, children. Here we go, here we go. Yes, I got a grandpa. Okay, I got Oji-chan. What else we got? Okay, we got the students. Here we go. Oh, it's time to get bigger. Oh, we got... Okay, we got some more children. Can we get... Okay, can we get... Oh. Oto-san is a little too big for us right now. Let's get some of these little boys. Join us. Join us. Thank you. Join us. Join us, Oba-chan. Look at this little Shriner. Sorry, people. It's time for you to join me. Get in my ball. Get in my ball. Get in my ball. Get in my ball, punk. Get my ball, electrician. Get my ball, farmer. Oh yeah, here we go. Got Junior. Oh, they're gonna love this. This is great. They belong to a community now. They're part of something. Win the ball. Here we go. Get in my ball. Get in my ball, musician. Get in my ball. This guy. Ooh, can I get the bicycle? Oh yeah, let's go. Here we go. Where's that present? No. Oh, there's the present. Can I get it? Am I tall enough to get the present? Oh man. Okay. Why are they unhappy? Why are they treating this like it's that scene in Nope? They need to be happy with this. They're gonna be stars now. Also, on topic with that scene in Nope. The desire to be a part of a spectacle. Johnny, you gotta see Nope. I was about to spoil Nope, but I chose not to. But I very much love Nope. It is my favorite indictment of Hollywood that I've ever seen. That's maybe not true, but it's one of my favorites. I thought it was fantastic. All right, we got a star. Fuck yeah. All right, salad bar. Hell yeah. Oh, everyone pay attention.
あら、もうサザエ島が見えてきましたね。
あれ、大きなおじさんが見えたのにな。
They're perfect. Unbelievable. Alright, let's do one more and then we'll take a pause. Let's go straight into it. Where are we going? Assalamu alaikum. I have an idea of which region we're going to, but which country is it? Okay, just keeping it vague. Alright, here we go. We gotta make the best ball. And this is happening. I forgot that earlier I did so hard to the opening theme song that I lost my little check. Alright. Oh, that's fun. Hey, hey! Okay, here we go. Alright, we're getting bigger already. Chickens? Can you join me? Join me, chicken? I got a baseball bat. I got a lot of katakana. You got a lot of, look at that, katakana. It's strange that they have that in Saudi Arabia. Oh no, what did I do, Charisse? Wait, I gotta focus up, I can't. I'll find out what I did in a second. It's just in a dream, okay, yeah. Yeah, no, totally. Ever dreamed this man? Just totally regular. Let's see. This is just the Japanese neighborhood in the Arabian Peninsula. It's a little tiny Japan town. Okay, come on. Who wants to join my ball? Cat? High school? Nice. Join me! Join me, fish. Join me, fish. Ooh, that would have been satisfying if I hit that one. Oh, wait, there's more stuff in here. Oh, there's a beach? Oh, this is fun. Okay, track. Hey, watch where you're swinging that man. Come on, everyone get in the ball. Hey, stop chasing me. I feel self-conscious about the size of my ball, chat. I really would like to have a larger ball. Look at the chickens, yeah! Love getting those chickens. Oh, I got a boy. Almost, there we go, boy. Join me, boy. Kitties! I love animated cats when they're clearly just a guy going, the sound of the voice. It's just like a man going, meow. Oh, here we go. Oh, here we go. Big enough to get some children. Maybe we'll get a person soon. A larger person. Full person. Oh, did we get... Thank you, Kanapena. I didn't, we didn't get an alert for some reason. It's strange, sometimes the alerts for first-time subs don't trigger. I don't know why. I'll have to figure that out. Oh, I got a bikini girl. I got a swimsuit girl. I got a bikini girl. I got a swimsuit girl. I got a bikini girl. Swimsuit girl. I got a bikini girl. A swimsuit girl. I got the judo guy. Oh, there we go. I got watermelon boy. Come here. Come here. I got Obachan. I got International Swimsuit Girl Day. Get these sheeps. Oh, here we go. Oh, we're onto something, yeah. Thank you, Timmy VX, but sometimes you need to smang it in order to move on. Oh, shit. Oh, let me get these cows. Hell yeah, now we're in business. Now we're in business. Hey, thank you so much, Iboy Han. Thank you for using that Bezos money. We love it. Thank you for using your Prime on us. All right, here we go. Get some fishes. Let's get some fishermen. Oh yeah, here we go. Oh yeah, fisherman. Join me. Join the ball. Everyone get in the ball. Everyone get in the ball. Come on. Come on. Get in the ball. Oh yeah. What a nice Katamari. Look at how many pansies we got. Look how many pansies we got. Oh, sorry, I'm not supposed to talk about view count. Slash affectionate. Fluff isn't even here. Where's Fluff? I'm gonna roll him up. I'm gonna make him join the ball. Hee hee ha ha. Alright, give me the people. I want people. Oh yeah, here we go. Oh, launched. Oh, shit. That was not supposed to happen. I wasn't supposed to do that, was I? Oh, I broke the game. Okay, Mr. Surfer. Get over here. Silly guy. Oh yeah, let's go. Oh, here we go. Okay, come on. I'm gonna roll up everything on this island. This little bear. Wow. Wow. See where I am. Woo. Here we go. Hey. Bros. Okay, I feel like I'm doing a good job now. Earlier I was self-conscious about my ball size. Now I feel like my ball is the perfect size. Maybe not for like someone who really is just like a size queen, but for me I think it's the right size. Oh, I scored a goal. All right, I rolled up all the children. Oh, is that my present? I got my present, yay! No, the present. Oh my god, thank god. That was so close. So close. Thank you, Passion. Thank you, chat. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Siobhan. All right, we gotta take a break. I'm gonna go get my ice cream now. I'm gonna go check out my ice cream. Okay. It's all right, everybody. Oh, we got a royal present. What's the royal present? Thank you, Pocket Fairy, for the cheer. Let's keep that applause going. All right, everybody. Katamari time. Oh, wait. Fuck. Everyone pay attention. Pay attention.
あ、見えた見えた。ロケットが見えた。おいみちる、お父さんはあそこにいるんだぞ。
もうすぐお父さんに会えますよ。
All right. Fuck yeah. I'll see you soon. See you all in a bit. Peace and love. All right, I'm back. Here we are. I didn't disappear, don't worry. I just had to get something. 1 second. Excuse me. Whoops. Whoopsie. Thank you very much to... I didn't wet my hair. I didn't wet my hair. I didn't do anything wet with my hair. Chat, I didn't wet my hair. I didn't do anything weird with my hair. I promise I wouldn't make any more apology videos this year. Ooh, I got a present. I got some headphones. Look at that. Fuck yeah. Let's go. Those are like almost... They're very similar to these ones. This would be like that. Hell yeah. Sharice, I know the kitty headphones. I gotta bring them out soon. I've been trying to save them. I gotta get my shit together for that e-girl stream. I owe you, chat. I owe a few more things. I'm trying to get to them bit by bit, but... Alright. I don't want to do any of these special ones today. I want to just go... Jeez, absolutely. Let's invite Ken on to play a song after we do one more of these. Do I have to make a... I guess there's no just make a star. I have to make the I'll make Gemini. Oops, game's not on. Silly. Ha 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 ha. Forgot about that. Ha ha ha. Tee hee 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 hee. Don't worry, I didn't roll anything up while I couldn't see it. I'm silly goose coded. It's true. I'm 100% silly goose coded. Oops. God, I finally fixed my lighting setup in a way that I think I'm never gonna have these ghosts anymore. No more ghosts. I know that's good. That's a ghost. I need to turn that. All right, here we go. Everybody get in the ball. I'll tell you what's mysterious. Twins. What's with that connection? Is it telepathy? Do they have ESP? Are any of you old enough to remember the advertisement that was like, I love cold beer on a hot summer day, driving in my truck, and twins. And twins? Do you remember? Does anybody remember this? And twins. Very stupid. It was an American ad. It was a Budweiser thing, I think. I gotta get as many twins as I can. Alright, I gotta get bigger so I can get those twins. Oh, it's any kind. I see, it's any kind of twins. Oh, this is cute. Alright, I have to get all the pairs. Oh, this is very fun. I like how they're doing older sister, younger sister. That fun fact for the day, chat, if you're not aware, in the Japanese language, there's no term for brother, sister, or any kind of familial connection that does not have an age attached to the word. Like, there's a different word for older brother and older sister than there is for younger brother and younger sister. And when I was learning Japanese, my Japanese teacher was explaining to me, she was like, well, honestly, that's like, it's really cooked into the culture. It explains a lot about the importance of seniority in Japanese culture. That coded into the language itself is a description of status based on his age. So you really refer to people differently based on if they're older or younger. I think that kind of ties into more of a respect for the elderly, etc. But yeah, that's interesting. I think you learn a lot about a culture based on things like that in the language. Similarly, I think there's a lot to be gathered from. Oh, I got the little brother. Got those twins. Similarly, like languages that are gendered, I think it's really interesting what is gendered what. Vegan Mama, I have been to Japan a bunch of times. It's kind of my entire personality. It's kind of like the only thing that I can culturally claim is I'm a white guy who's been to Japan. And I love it and I recommend it. It's a great country. Everyone get in the ball! I want all the twins in the ball ASAP. Give me that. Give me that penguin twins. I got some flower twins. Charisse, why is the table a girl? I like it. And why is the vagina masculine? That's what Emily in Paris taught me. Vagin. It's the only French I learned is from Emily in Paris. That's so embarrassing. Les vagins. Yikes. Oh, give me these fishes. Come on. Oh, come on, turtle. Get in the ball. Get in the ball, turtles. Come on. Stop it. You don't know what you're missing, turtles. Wow, I got quintuplets. That doesn't count? Oh, come on. It's not just double twins? Why do those turtles keep hitting me? I'm bigger than them. Hit these guys. Well, oh, come on, really? Not big enough for a sumo wrestler? These cool guys. Oh, these boys are scary. They're too long. Oh, God. You got little schoolboys. I gotta get bigger if I'm gonna get these twins. Oh, come on. Oh, I got a little Lupin. I'm not gonna roll up the giraffe. So because he's too large. What's going on here? Oh my God, the cops are shooting at me? Dude, are you fucking kidding me? A cab. Of course, of course the cops see something strange and their first reaction is just to shoot at it. Fucking dummies. Let's see. Up here. Hey, relax. Gotta get these 2 bottles. They're twins. Now, the thing I'm unclear about, or I forget, is like, do I get in trouble if the star isn't primarily made out of twins? I remember, I think I'm big enough for the sumo wrestlers. Now, let's go. Finally, I got the turtles. They were briefing me earlier. It's not big enough. Oh no, the number is how many twins I've got. I think. And then I rolled up the relaxing dude. Mystery Rainbow. Thank you for the sip. Sam, want to take a sip? Is it normal? Oh, chat. I forgot to tell you something special's coming up. Oh, look, it's Gemini. Oh wait, everyone.
感じるコスモを感じるわ双子座が手をつないで帰ってきたのねそっくり
Good. Very good. Chat, I have something special to share with you. I will be doing a very special Udi collab this month. Pretty soon. I think next Wednesday. And it is for Astrology Day, National Astrology Day, which I think I might have already missed, but my Udi only just arrived. And so we're going to be doing more Katamari for that. I got a Taurus Udi. That fun. They do astrology Udis now. So you're going to love that. But real quick, I got to do one thing real quick, but while I do that, I invite you all to take a brief break to enjoy the beautiful sounds of my king, Crazy Ken. Take it away, Ken.
スポルトマティック聞いてください。
Wow, Ken, thank you so much. We love you. We don't deserve you, Ken. We don't deserve you. You're too good for this world. I love you so much, Ken. God, I love Ken. Thank you, everyone, for spending your time with Ken. And we're going to get back into the game now. Unfortunately, Arthur has left us. He's decided that he doesn't want to sit on his little cloud anymore. So we're going to respect his autonomy. And we are going to go to the next mission. We've already made Gemini. What else we got? Make star 7. Let's do it. Poopy lol out of you. Thank you, chat. Ah, Dzień dobry. Any guesses? Check. Poland. Should have known. That was stupid. That was dumb. So close, too. So close. All right. Let's rock it. Good job, Johnny. Second guess counts. Maps, programs, feelings, inspiration, flavor, fashion. All right, we're rolling around the world. Here we go. Thank you for the posture check. All right, we got to hit at least 6 meters. We can do that. Ooh, nice track. Banana. Banana. Ooh, track. Ba. Nah. Oh, come on! Damn it. Can't believe I didn't get him to say banana. Wow. Ba, nah. Oh, shit. Hey, Anonymous, thank you so much for the gift to Chai. Just a regular, usual Chai. Big enough for... No, not big enough for a penguin. Oops. Hello, Chai! Glenn is so happy. Love it when you make our sweet Glenn happy. Come on, how do I get up here? I just want to be large. Please let me be large. Ooh, flowers, chickens. Oh hell yeah. Oh hell yeah. Let's go, get those deer heads. Oh yeah. Oh shit. Okay, shit's getting real. Thank you, Anonymous, for the gift sub. I wonder who that is. Who is that? Who's Anonymous? I want to know. I guess that's the point of being anonymous, though. We don't know. Nobody knows. It could be anyone. It's my secret admirer. Ooh. Interesting, Johnny, was that person anonymous too? I love the end. I think it's cute. I think it's very like, it's very fun. It's very charming. Who knows who it is? Ooh, mysterious. Hell yeah, this is, yeah, Johnny, we're very glad that you joined the ball. Everyone get in the ball. Everyone get in the ball. Oh my god, ACAB, fuck you, policeman. Just shoot at the ball, join the ball. Get the, this is my solution to all the world's problems. Get everything in the same ball. Oh. Okay. Thanks for the tip. Get those cones just in case, thank you. Ooh, look at this. We got a whole new city at our fingertips. That stack of people counts as a thing? Oh, jeez. Oh, god. Fucking cars. Oh, yeah. Here we go. Oh, this is feeling good. Oh, this is satisfying. I got these Zamboni men. Where are we? Well, I want to keep going up here. Let's see what this is. Cows. Moo cows, moo cow. Moo cow. Moo cow. Pebble, I really appreciate that. Ay, ay, ay. All right, I got my moo cows. Here we go. Oh, there's more cops? Hey, cab. Get in the ball, policeman. Oh, jeez, cars. See, this is what we get for building car-independent cities. Get in the ball. Oh, shit. Did I roll up the car? Oh, fuck yeah. All right, it's time. Come on, let's get bigger. Get in the ball. Everyone in the ball. Everyone in the ball right now, please. Everyone in the ball. All is life. Get in the ball. Get in the ball. Ooh, oh, I got the mannequin piss. Hey, come on, guys. This part of the track is absolutely banging. What are all these shoji doing here? Here we go. Come on now, give me that lion statue. All right. Yeah, lead me to my work, please. I got my playful punk. Everyone get in the ball. Everyone in the ball. In the ball. In the ball. Thank you. In the ball. Thank you. Everyone in the ball. What's that truck doing? You're acting crazy. Children, get in the ball, children. Get in the ball. Thank you, tall school boys. No, don't fall, shit. Gotta get up there. Only have a minute left. Come on, I want to roll up these buildings. Shit. So I'm only big enough to pick up a sedan at this point. Can I pick up a tree? Ew. Ooh la la. Thank you for the ooh la la's in the chat. Oh wait, is there? Oh shit. Here we go. See how delicate of a line I just threaded right there? Yeah, the music is all from the game today. It has a banging soundtrack. That's one of the reasons I love this. Wow. Hell yeah. Oh, everyone pay attention.
宇宙センター行きのバスが来ましたよ。
はーい。
Be continued. Alright, let's fucking rock. Good question, Sharice. I feel like we are gonna pick up these kids involved. Oh shit, who wants to guess? Strabs. It's tough because it's not in Cyrillic, but that seems like a kind of further towards the former USSR kind of thing. Yeah, you see? I should have just said Russia. I was just trying to be broader because. I know, I only found the one present. Here we go, let's go to Earth. Movies, programs, elephants, giraffes, chap, alligators. Oh my god. This is intimidating. Look at these. Are we good? Little Prince sitting there being like, hey, yeah, no, you're good. They're all trying to intimidate me. Alright, we got 18 minutes, let's do it. Oh, wait. Before we start this, sorry. Before we start this, get in here, boy. Decided you wanted to come back, huh? You decided you wanted to come back. On the cat. Ready? And go. Tossed him over there. There he is. All right, let's get back to it. Hey. Bingy, you good? You gonna eat your grass? You gonna look for the man? He wants to eat that grass. Bingy, the thing is you eat so much of the grass so quickly that it doesn't have time to grow. Kill it. He's chewing on the leaves, huh? Uh-oh. Bingy, eat the grass. It's there for a reason. Oh, now you're rubbing up on my legs, huh? You want some of your stinky food? Get food in the other room, honey. Why'd you come in here? I'll get him in a sec. Well, no, I don't want to be kicked by a pigeon in a shoe. Gotta get out of here. Jeez. That's rude. we go. Dingy boy, you're being so sweet on my feet. Arthur has a bit of a foot thing, to be honest. Oh, honey, you're being such a sweetie. Okay, chat. Say your piece. Okay, go. All right, and that was a surprise kitty ASMR by Arthur Bingus. Thank you for joining us, Arthur. All right. Back to the game. Every now and then he decides he wants to do it, you know? There's not much, I don't have a choice, but... I mean, that was the biggest ASMR stream. You can't, you know, tell a cat when to do what. You just gotta let it happen when it happens. And he was absolutely in the mood to come purr for you. So I gave him the platform for that. Now, I feel like I should have Sadie on here for International Women's Day, but again, you can't tell a cat what to do. And Sadie is a strong, independent woman, and she is not a cat that I can just tell when to be on the cat cam, you know? Yeah. This International Women's Day, I'm celebrating by respecting my female cat's autonomy. Get me up here. Oh yeah, here we go. I got a police ID. Green Anner, I like that. Tag yourself. Who are you, chat? Wizard Boats, this is the game soundtrack. This game rocks. That's part of the reason I love this game. It's so good. This is Katamari Damacy, Ryan. It's like a PlayStation 2 era Japanese game that has like a, I don't know, I think it's a pretty significant cult appreciation over here too. And they did a like remaster of it for Switch, so it's, you can just download it on Switch now. Very, very simple premise. You know, just make your ball bigger. Oh, I got 64 no masks worth of balls. Ryan confirmed, by the way, the ice cream is safe. My finger brushed the dry ice a little bit and I'm a little scared. But I don't think I have frostbite. I think it's okay. Here we go. Hey, truck, stop me. Come on. Oh. Pocket Fairy, balls. You missed ball. This ball is still here for you whenever you're ready for it, you know? Hey. Hey, watch out. Oh. Okay. Everyone get in the ball. Listen up, guy. I know I know that your life is based in this shop that you're keeping, but I'm gonna have to steal some of your dolls from the mall. Sorry, guy. How's work today, sweetie? Well, we lost a lot of our stock. A ball made out of desk lamps came by and rolled up all my dolls. Okay, here we go. Can't wait till I can roll up these children. Ooh, give me the money, honey. Good point, Siobhan. I do have to, I think, try to roll up the guy and his wife so they can be in the ball together. Get in the ball! Everyone, get in the ball, come on. Don't be shy. Get over 1.5, then I can go through there. These machines. I got the potty. The Daruma. Oh shit, here we go. Right, Siobhan? Doesn't that sound kind of nice? That's kind of all I want to do. That's what I wanted for Valentine's Day. But there was no Katamari around. I couldn't. It's not fair. It is the most romantic thing. Is just join the ball. Like, oh jeez. Oh no. Can I get the guy? No. What's up, baseball boys? Sorry, baseball boys. I just need your chairs. I need the thing that you use to line the field with chalk. Oh, that little child I could probably get. Yeah, let's go. We got a little boy. A little boy. Got the boy. Thank you, Siobhan. That's all I've ever wanted is to be in the ball. Get in the ball! Ooh, are these fishes? Fish. Oh, ooh, look at this little cat in the car. Ooh, yeah. Alright. I gotta step up my game. I have 8 minutes left. Hey. I have to have a oh, there's a present. Fuck yeah. Love the royal presents. I got a bike. Okay, I'm happy. Everyone get in the ball. Guys. I got some guys in my balls. Oh, there's Arthur, he's back. Yeah, how many people do you think are going to be gaslit after this happens to them? You know, people are going to be like, that never happened, you're acting crazy. Everyone get in the ball, please. I need you to get in the ball. Alright, well now that I can get guys, I think we're in a pretty good spot. Oh my god, A-cab. A-cab. The problem is I don't want to give these cops the honor of being part of the ball. Here we go. Oh, I got the Beatles. Oh, here we go. Everyone in the ball right now. I want everyone in the. I want to see everyone in the ball right away. Oh, come on. Not big enough to pick up the car yet? Ay, ay, ay. Hey. Hey. Oh no, Bingus. Arthur, you're on camera. Does he know? He's showing feet for free. Here we go. Alright, we got hit 5 meters. Let's go. Gas station. Can I get the car? Oh, I can get these baseball boys. I got all these campers. I got these mountain men. Oh, I love Katamari. Yeah, Arthur, don't do it for free. We gotta monetize this. Stop. Where are the cops? Where are the cops? Construction guys, can I get the... Oh, I got the steamrollers. There we go. Now we're business. Now we're cooking with gas. Uh-oh. Okay, watch out. Ball time. Now we're getting somewhere. Oh, now we're really getting somewhere. Now it's really all coming together. You got the elephant? Nope, still too big. Oh wow, I got the helicopter. Okay, now this is really something. Now this is really something. Come join this Matsuri up here. Oh, regular trees. I love regular trees. Got some Japanese cars. Oh, fuck yeah. Oh, this feels good. Plump. Yeah, air melancholic. I wish someone would describe it. No, Kara, don't say that. I don't know what that means. I'm scared of that. Stop it. Stop. Not allowed. What's this emote? What's this emote that's in chat? I didn't approve this. I didn't. Stop it. Oh my god, here we go. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, this is right. Okay, now we're getting somewhere. Think about how much better this would be for the planet if we really did this. I'm getting inspired. I think I found the answer, chat. All the world's problems. Everyone get in the ball. In the ball, everyone. Get the ball. This feels right. This is how it should be. We got the elephant. Absolutely. Oh, there's another elephant. Oops. There we go. So tiny. I can't even see Little Prince anymore. Wow, look at that ball. Big ol' ball. Real nice big one. Hell yeah. I'm so proud of my little tiny prince. Used to be a little tiny prince. Oh, we got a lot of plants. I guess that's because of all those regular trees that we got. Everyone pay attention.
宇宙ロケットって思ったより大きくて素敵ですね。
僕も宇宙飛行士になりたくなっちゃった。
ほほほ、お父さんも喜びますよ。ところでお父さんはどこにいるのかしらね。
Where is he? All right. Let's find out what our present was. I got a guitar? Oh, that's cute. I like the headphones more though. Oh, what's on the mushroom? All right, all the cousins. Oh, yeah, let's be honey. It's International Women's Day after all. Oh wait, is this only for two-player? Yeah, I forgot it actually. It's like, oops. Sorry, Shrees. I would have loved to be honey. You love honey, but I forgot that that's only for the two-player. I guess we'll have to do that. I'm gonna save making Taurus for the booty Taurus stream. Graham, yeah, that's the little TV. The cat television. You ever seen that before? Yeah, it's like, here, I'll show you. Here, look, it's like this. It's the Pernasonic. It is the tweest shit I've ever done. It was definitely... I was nominated for a Zooey Deschanel honorary international quirky award after making the cat television. And I think I deserved it, but I didn't make it. I didn't win. That's okay, just to be nominated was enough. Thank you for saying go kiss the cat. Let me kiss the cat. Guy. Very good guy. Very good guy. Shrees, I wish. Ecstasy, so wholesome. Yeah, exactly right. Sain Banu. What's that? Sain Banu. I'm thinking like South Asia. Mongolia. God damn it. I thought it might have been like a dialect on some continent that I don't know about, but... Alright, here we go, Mongolia. Lucy. You're not wrong, Lucy. And, Thank you for posture check. All right, here we go. Oh my god. That guy's in a real predicament. I bet he'll feel better once I get him to join the ball. Starting small, you know? Whoa, too many dogs. Scared. Scary. Oh, English. Oh my god.
Let's roll up to be a single star in the sky. I hear you.
Speaking of romance, do you hear this?
Into my life. Let's love up to make a single star in the sky.
Let's roll up together to make a single star in the sky. Are you listening to these lyrics, y'all? It's so romantic. Oh, here we go. Everyone get in the ball. Sorry, guy. Need that tricycle boy. Oh, got the boy. I got the doggies.
I'm so in love with you. I wanna run you into my life.
I wanna roll you up into my life.
A single star in the sky. I need you to feel me. I wanna run you into my life. Let's love up to me.
Everyone get in the ball. Come on. I need to. Okay, I need to get bigger so I can get everyone in the ball and save their lives.
To you.
Can I get these? Please let me get these. Ooh yeah, feels so good. Flowers? Nice. I got the Chad. Look at that stack of people. Silly. Chihiro Fusei. Does that not count? I can't get up. Oh. Twee awards coming through. Right. Come on, here we go. Got a game. Oh, we got 2 Chads on the bike. Look at all these Chads. Maria. Interesting. I had no idea that the king was so hot. I didn't expect that. Gotta admit. Oh yeah, okay. Okay, swimsuit girl. Old Salt, got him. Come on here. Alright, I got all these fishing men. Ball, ball, ball. Ball, 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 ball. Come on, ball. Chat, sorry, I'm very focused right now. Really just focused on the ball. Sharta, exactly, yeah. I'm keeping everyone fed. The quality of life inside the ball is actually tremendous. Like, I'm getting a bit of everything. I'm rolling up food, I'm rolling up snacks, I'm rolling up doctors. Unfortunately, I also rolled up some policemen, so that's, I don't know if that's gonna improve or destroy the quality of life inside the ball, but yeah, there's only so much I can do. Sometimes the cops think we rolled up the ball. Hey, stop it. Hey. Oh yeah, I got towel guys. Towel guys? Oh my god. No time for Ken. Ken, get back in your doll. Get back in your doll and we can get in the ball, Ken. Get back in the doll, get back in the ball. There's no time. We gotta get you in the ball, Ken. Ooh, look at all these shoji. Hey, my shoji fell apart. No! Come on. Ah! What is the bull doing here? Silly. Hey. Oh, these are really big cones. Cones are too big. What are these cones and pipes doing here? They're so tall. Trying to protect me going up this hill? What's that all about? Ah, right, this is where we are. Oxen are quite large. Dairy cows are right size for the ball, though. I'm so spiky. No, I'm too spiky.
Let's roll up to be a single star in the sky. I hear you.
Oh my god, it's a huge bus. The lion head.
Into my life. Let's swap up to make a single star.
Oh yeah, this is really good. Here we go. Oh, this feels good. Get back over here. Oh yeah, real good stuff. Uh-oh. Watch out, people. This game just makes me smile. Makes me so happy. Oh, Siobhan, you recognize this level? I still have time. There's still a lot more. I gotta grow larger. I gotta get bigger. I gotta get large. Come on. I would have loved to just be on the things team, the things idea team that just comes up with the ideas for which things to include. I think this could have been my calling. Play it again, let's hear the track again. See that car? Hell yeah, let's go. Why are you screaming? Oops. Oh, there we go. When those trees hit, everything changes. Alright, my Katamari's 26 elephants large. Oh my god. We got a lot of regular trees. Oh shit. Oh. Wow, we're really seeing a lot of different sides of the coin here. We're learning all about industry. Need some fish. Oh, it's a circus. Ah. To be a single star in the sky. I need you to feel me. I wanna work into my life. Let's love up to me. A single star in the sky. Moved on too early. To you. That's better. There we go. That's where we started. There we go. All right, everyone in the ball. Ooh, rose red. Let's do that after this level. I would love to. Thank you for being a big strategy. You get these shipping containers? Nice. To
you. Oh, to you.
Come on, get up. Get up. Wow, that's a really big kaiju. Is it Ultraman? Dabba da. Who up playing with their Dabba da? Oh yeah, here we go. Oh yeah. All right, we hit it. I got it's a 9 apartment buildings large. Here we go. Let's get all these houses. Okay. Finally. This feels right. Doesn't this feel good? This is what we should have been doing already for years. Oh, fuck. Boats, fishing boats, get into the ocean a bit. Join me, swordfish. Get the ball. Ooh, get the factories. Oh, that kaiju really. Ooh, shit. Elephants. Oh yeah, that's good. Oh, that's good. That's good stuff. Very good stuff. Okay, here we go. Come on. Give me all those houses. Fuck yeah, let's go. I got the school. Hell yeah, let's fucking go. Now this feels right. Come on, give me your stuff. Get the ball. Everyone in the ball. Screens. Bigger. Large. Come on, ball. Come on, ball. Get up there, ball. Woo! Everyone in the ball. The Noguchi residence. I think I got all the stuff. I don't know what else is. Oh, there you go. Balls roll up to B. Single star. This guy.
I hear you calling me. I wanna word you into my life. Let's lap up to me.
I can't get alternating. Fuck yeah. Alright, well, it looks like we have done a great job so far today. All is life. Alright, we gotta go back to space now. Thank you, Siobhan. It means a lot. Appreciate that. Wow, what a... We are moved to tears by the size of this thing. This is so incredible. I'm just gonna take a picture of that for later. So I can get some self-confidence. Alright, what do we got? What's this gonna be called? Ah, chlorophyll! Beautiful star.
中止
あ、向こうから走ってくるのお父さんじゃない？お父さん。
中止中止今日の打ち上げは中止
あらあら、せっかくあなたの打ち上げを見に来たのに。
だって月がなくなったのですよ
Oh no, the moon
あら
disappeared.
まあ、本当に月がないわ。
見せて見せて。
Well, these civilians get clearance to look through that telescope? That's sick. Alright, this has been lovely, y'all. I love you very much. Thank you for joining. I think it's about time to wrap it up, though. I'm gonna save. I'm not gonna forget that. But, I love balls, and so do you. And we will be back here for more balls. I think I might change it to next Wednesday. I think will be the right way to do it. Yeah, just stay tuned. Join the Discord if you're not already in there for updates. Yeah. So we're gonna raid Passion, who is celebrating International Women's Day.
Wow.
And has... Oh, thank you so much. For... Who was that? That was Hellfire Babe. Thank you for your 6-month resub with Prime, and thank you for getting your moldy chip on. Thank you so much for being here, everybody. We're gonna raid Passion. Passion has been selected as the... as one of the official Twitch International Women's Day front page ambassadors. So we are very proud of her, and we're gonna go join and make sure that we stick around in her chat and make sure that her chat rocks, because she might be getting a lot of strangers in today. Oh, Oblique Strategy. Oh my god, almost forgot. Hold on, wait. I'm gonna cancel. Thank you. Wait. Oblique Strategy today was redeemed by Rose Red, and I'm gonna pull a card. And your card today is... How would you have done it? 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 It's an interesting one. Very interesting one. I think it's got something to say about how would you have done something that someone else did that you maybe weren't very comfortable with, or how would you have done something differently that you did? I guess it's telling you to linger on that and think about it a bit. Even though, you know, sometimes it's best to just move on and not think about it. Sometimes it's good to think about what you could have done differently. Because sometimes you couldn't have done much differently. What you would have done the same way. Exactly. So, oh, Al isn't here for record of the day, then yeah, let's save it. Let's definitely save it. All right, so let's raid Passion. Love you all. Let's do. Okay, what should we say for the raid message? Let's say who run the world. I guess. I don't know. What's a good International Women's Day? You know what? For International Women's Day, I will allow a woman to choose the raid message. Thank you. That's right, chat. I'm one of the good ones. I'm one of the good ones, chat. I'm one of the good ones. One of the good ones, chat. I promise. All right, women mods, please tell us the raid message. Gotta go. Okay, thanks. You do the work. You do the work instead of me. Because I'm an ally. All right, I'll see you all later. Ciao.